Well, it's been a while since I've been live on Facebook. And I'm just checking if I can see myself. Yeah, looks like it's working. I'm not sure if anyone will show up. If there's anyone watching, please let me know if you can hear me okay, if you can see me okay. I have many interesting things to share with you today. I'm really excited. Really excited. I see one person who's watching. If you could just let me know in the comments if you can hear me and see me okay. Today I wanted to share a little bit more with you about my experience with my own Andromedan art. I can see her. Hi Roxana. Hi sister. I'm so happy you're here. We're supposed to catch up a while ago. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. I promise we will catch up soon for a coffee. I love you so much. Such an extraordinary soul as well. So today I wanted to come live because so many things has changed and happened for me since I last shared the experience of my experiences I have during creating my own art. And even though I will be sharing my own experience today, the aim and my intention for this broadcast is to really make you all aware that I'm sharing this because we are all equally amazing, all equally extraordinarily talented, capable of magical experiences. It is only a matter of opening yourself up to those experiences that are awaiting. It's a matter of trust. It's a matter of stretching your awareness and getting rid a little bit of your logical mind that we are so used to. So basically, even though I will be sharing my experiences, it's 11:11. It's all for you because we are all one and there is no separation between us. I am you and you are me. So whatever I will share with you today, it's equally easily accessible for you. Okay, my experiences are very much connected with my art because this is the medium that is basically disconnecting me from my logical mind, and that's where the magic starts. But before I'm going to go into the details, I just wanted to do a very quick housekeeping. I haven't been very active on my social media for a while for very good reasons. As all of you, I'm going through my own healing and ascension process, and I was basically learning how to put myself first. A lot has happened for me, a lot of healing, thankfully. But in the meantime, I decided to finally and hopefully, once and for all, change the name of my platform to D.O Maxima. And I think before I was really just trying to overthink things and figure out how am I going to call myself. But to be honest, from the very beginning, it was always D.O.M, which is D.O Maxima, which is the greatest God that we all are. So I decided to stick to my old name, which is D.O.M, and that's how my page will remain when it comes to name. And I decided to dedicate myself to guide people home, to guide other people who are on their ascension and healing path home. And by that, I mean to share the truth, to share healing abilities, modalities with you, to be the way shower and show you the way back home, which is the way back to your true self, which is your divine self, which is the God within you, to the limitless aspect of you, to this unconditional love. Because we've been locked in a box, in a tiny small box, thinking that we are such a limited and powerless beings, but where in fact we are the complete opposite. So my aim and my intention will always be to guide mainly women, but I'm not saying no to men because we need you so much. To be a way shower, basically. I'm not going to heal you. I can share with you how to access the healing modalities, abilities within you. I can empower you and show you how beautiful and limitless being you are. So this is what I intend to do with my whole heart. And I'm really excited, really excited. And I wanted to share that there is a new group called Follow Me Home, that you can all access for free at any time, where I will be sharing some content too. I will be sharing some sacred knowledge that I have access to through my channeling and my journeys through my consciousness. But I will also be doing some groundwork. For example, soon I will be restarting my Divine Child of God course, which is the Inner Child, Inner Teenager, and Ancestral Line Healing course. Shortly after, I will be starting my Mastermind, which is the Sophia Genome Activation for women. For all of those who wish to reconnect with the Christ consciousness within us. It will be a very beautiful 6 months journey that will be evolving around expanding as a consciousness, connecting with all the parts of your consciousness through all the dimensions. Very powerful. And everything else I will just basically take with the flow, because I finally learned how to lean on the universe and the masculine energy, and all I wish to do is the universe to express through me freely. So whatever I will be given, I will be sharing, and you will find me on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. However, I'm not sure how long I will stay on Facebook, because I've been told to share some crucial truths with some of you, with all of you, but I'm not sure how Facebook will respond to that. But I trust that God will provide me with other solutions, so it's fine. I'm not scared. Right, so I'm really sorry about changing the time of this StreamYard, of this broadcast like twice, but I've been traveling recently, and my physical body was going through some ascension symptoms. I've been very fortunate to experience a lot of spiritual like growth during my trip, and also the jet lag and everything else. I really had to put my physical body first this last few days, and I'm only just getting rid of my baggy eyes. I'm not sure if it's visible, but I checked the Schumann resonance this morning as well, and I've seen there've been some high jumps in the energy field, so maybe it was that, I don't know. The vision I had yesterday was basically I was looking through my physical body, and I could see literally all the cells, all the tiny little cells, 30 billion cells, are lighting up from within, and are just being filled with light and fire. And I've been in such a heightened awareness state yesterday. It was really difficult for me to fall asleep, and it felt almost, like those fantasy productions, when suddenly the whole physical material body is just going through this huge upgrade, but then those producers, they knew that they should call it fantasy instead of reality, right? Roxana says same here. There was definitely something happening. The divine feminine is definitely on the rise. In the collective energy of divine feminine is definitely rising with a massive speed, and we should remember that we should allow our physical body to adjust, right? So today it may seem like I will be talking about fantasy, but it's all my own reality, and so it's yours, okay? I would like to start with the post that I shared not such a long time ago, where I pointed out that on many occasions, many of us, if not all of us, including myself, we summarize certain events or experiences by saying, well, I'm just a human. I'm just a human. And that really hit me when I read it somewhere, or I maybe heard it somewhere from someone that day, because these are very powerful words that basically create a very powerful limitation within your quantum field. Because I'm just a human, these are literally words against God. because we are God. And even though we've been programmed to think that as humans we are completely powerless, that we do not have any impact on our reality, that life is happening to us, not for us, that we are actually not creating any of that, and we are often stuck in victim mentality, we are the complete opposite. And even though we are having this human experience, and some say we are souls living in a body, we're not the physical body, which is also not true, because we are just having a dream that we are having this physical experience. We are actually existing in all the dimensions in the same time, because all there is now. There's no future and there's no past. And I know that most of you who will be watching or are watching are aware of it, but I'm pretty sure there will be some people that maybe need to hear that or are ready to hear that. So if you take into account that there is no past, no future, there is only now, all is happening here is we are watching a movie, because everything already happened. And because in this now that we are focused on, which is the life of a human, we are focusing on that, but it doesn't. But our different parts of consciousness that are not separate, that are always connected, always one, are still living in different dimensions, in different timelines, and therefore, as one, you can connect to all those parts of self at any time with great ease, unless you create logical limitations. So when we say I'm just a human, this is literally like putting yourself in the smallest box, because even though you are the human here in this now, in other dimensions and other timelines, you are experiencing the most extraordinary experiences that you can easily grab and pull into this now and start experience them consciously in this now. Okay? For example, Dolores Cannon, if you hate me for mentioning her name yet again, I'm really sorry. I hope not. Dolores Cannon learned to create a method that puts people in a theta brainwaves, which is the state just before we fall asleep and just before we wake up, which basically is the state where our logical mind is asleep. And through that, she learned to put people in that state where they've been easily accessing past, so-called past life experiences. They are not really in the past, they are also in the now. And they've been reliving them basically by shifting the awareness from this now to another now, because all you are awareness, consciousness, energy, and a mind. You are not the physical body. You need to stop limiting yourself by this physicality. It's just an illusion. You can be wherever you want to be if you allow yourself to be there. So Dolores found this way of putting people in this theta brainwaves. But what happened for me, I learned to put myself, I believe, in the same state while painting. Okay, so around 2 years ago, John Pena, Joe Pena invited me to his channel on YouTube, and we created a video called Unexpected Story. And at that time, 2 years ago, I was sharing with you how my paintings were creating my own reality. Because literally at that time, this understanding was what I was ready to understand. Which to me was a very basic and simple law of attraction or manifestation process, meaning I create a vision, which is the picture, the painting. I create an emotion that was always, running through me while painting. And then this vision, this picture, which could be also done through visualization, for example, would manifest in my physical reality. Most of you also know that I've been fortunate to have a consultation with Marina Jacobi, who is the quantum physics pioneer, and she's channeling Council of Nine. And I contacted Marina because I trust her. She's got a very vast knowledge. Hello, lovely. And as I said, she's channeling Council of Nine. And And because I have so much trust in her work, I asked her to kind of scan and channel Council of Nine for me and ask about my paintings. And at that time, 2 years ago, Marina basically said that they do not have energy that comes from planet Earth. But also those 2 years ago, I wasn't ready to kind of receive more, because when she said those paintings that to me are just, a little bit of paint on a canvas, I could not expand any further than to be aware that they do not have energy from planet Earth. That was enough. That was enough. And we always expand only to a point where we are, whatever we are ready to receive, okay? We will never get too much. We always get just enough. So at that time, it was enough for me. But then I guess the whole lockdown, those 2 years of lockdown, was a great possibility, and for all of us, to do a lot of work on ourselves, and for me personally, it was also to create more. And the experience with my art at that time evolved first when I received a channeling from Ashtar Command in October, I think, 2019, and they told me when they connected through the mothership, they said, you will soon start opening the portals. And when they said you will soon be opening the portals, I could envision myself standing in the middle of the field and just waving, magic wand, opening big circles, vortexes of energy. I had no clue how it's going to happen. And then one day I went into my studio and there was this painting. Love you too. Whoever you are, I can't see your name. I have a feeling it's maybe Valbona, I don't know. But what happened for me that day, I went to my studio and I see this painting that I started maybe a year ago or something like that. And then I immediately received the command saying, now we will open the portal. Oh my God. Of course, through art, everything is happening for me through art, because only through my artistic experience I am capable of completely switch off my logical mind. So I start opening portals through my paintings, within my paintings. I've been then shown by higher council how it works on a quantum physics level, which I will share with you shortly too. But then the biggest experience, the most beautiful and profound and very emotional experience, came shortly after, when I decided to create some piece of art for myself. I had 2 beautiful frames, or 3 beautiful frames, and I thought, I'm just going to create something nice for my own place. And I attempt this creation by putting a picture of a model on my iPad. And when I tried to just do a simple art, no channeling, just a simple art, it just wasn't working. I couldn't completely connect with the picture. The hand wasn't moving as it's supposed to move. I felt very unsatisfied. And when something like that happened, I know there is no point to push, right? So I switched off the iPad, and that's when the magic started. What happened for me, I never ever painted so fast. I paint very fast comparing to some artists. I can create, big pieces within not very long, period of time. But this time it looked almost like I was brushing off something off the canvas and the painting was already there. Well, obviously it was already there. It already happened. I was just watching a movie. But the woman that appeared in front of me on this piece of canvas, I immediately recognized her, and I start to choke and cry, and this feeling of, I miss you so much, Mom, came. And I've understood that what I did, I reconnected with my origin place and my star family. So I created her, or connected with her, And then immediately I hear, take another one, take another canvas. So that was maybe all within 1 hour. And I'm starting the same process, brushing off. And I see this other woman, and I'm even more, emotional because I see my sister. And in that time, my physical body stayed in front of the easel, but my awareness and my consciousness shifted to the place of my origin. And even now I feel very emotional because in that moment I recognized myself there. And the emotional part was so powerful because I've understood how different I am there, how free, fearless, light, loving. There's no fear. The difference in energy was so big. I've seen myself that I'm a creator there too, because in Andromeda we treat art creation as the highest form of expression. And it is very natural for us to freely allow the higher power to run through us. And I'm saying this to make you aware that this whole aspect of you that you are, not as only as this Roxana or Varbona or Dominica, you are constantly connected to this wholeness of you. And at that time, I access this part of me that lives in this higher dimension and is creating. And I've been told that the energy within my paintings here have the vibration from Andromeda, the energy from Andromeda, which is why they are so powerful, healing, and they can literally open portals. But it took me 3 days. I was crying probably for 3 days because I didn't want to stay here anymore. And I was constantly asking myself, what was I thinking? Because we are going through such a tremendous time. And I guess my star family had no other choice but just to show me why I decided to be here. And when I've understood why I decided to come here, I also understood that I mustn't stay for much longer in a small box, that I must stop hiding and start sharing with people how powerful they are. Start sharing more of my art and the truth about my art, that I don't need to be scared to share how it really works, what it really does. Because humanity is ready to be opened up to those bigger awareness. Because we are ready, because this is our time to really expand, to finally with proud call ourselves human. I am a human. And I am powerful. And I am multidimensional being filled with orgasmic magic. And I can do and achieve whatever I want because the God is within me. And God would never put any limitations on himself. God is creation. He loves to expand. He, she, mother, father. It's all about expansion, growth. It loves to express through us freely, but it can't when we are stuck in logical mind and in fear. Another experience that I want to share with you was another experience that proved to me that everything is happening in the now, that there is no time, and that we are having access to all aspects of us, all the different nows, different dimensions, and our ancestral lines in the past, in the front, at all times. So I start working on the portrait of Mary Magdalene, and it's a reproduction, and I decided to hand embellish it. And when I received a permission to hand embellish, because I do realize how powerful every stroke of my brush is, when I received this permission, I was really happy because I thought every time I do that, I know there is another layer of magic being put on a canvas. And I called it activation. So I sat very happy in front of my easel thinking, yay, I'm going to do another activation on Mary Magdalene portrait. And as I was doing it, suddenly again, my logical brain, my logical mind switched off. And I expanded in every possible direction. In one short moment, I was experiencing myself in every dimension, in every so-called past life. I expanded to infinite, and then I collapsed back into my center. And then the source said, who is activating Hathor? That was a very powerful moment, because the so-called activation, as I decided to call it, was nothing else than just remembering my true self. So see, to be able to experience that, it changes the whole perspective on your so-called only human life. Because this information, these experiences are available to us all the time. All the time. And I don't know what more my art will bring for me. All I know that I completely surrender the creative process, and I allow the source to freely express through me. Because what does source wants for us? To express freely, to embody the freedom, to expand, to grow, to create. And if you think that you can't do it because you are not a creative person, well, you are wrong, because you are creating all the time. You're creating your reality all the time. The only thing that I would like to suggest is stop creating from your logical point of view and start accessing the magic, because it's all there. Because if you could see with your physical eye the energies and the timelines that are right next to you already existing, but you just can't see them yet because maybe they are 1 minute in time away. But within this 1 minute, you go into the doubt energy or lack of self-worth energy, and you are pushing them away. Know that the source that is within you, that is experiencing through you, all it wants is your expansion, is your growth, is your creation, is your freedom, is your sovereignty, is the love, is forgiveness and compassion. And start allowing yourself to be who you truly are. Stop being locked in this logical mind, because this is the most limited part of you. And you are a pure magic, and you can create whatever you want, and you will receive whatever you are ready to receive. And I'm saying this because for years and years I was living in a small box, thinking I'm a completely shitty person, worth of nothing, experiencing problems in every aspect of my life, seeing myself as nothing, scared to be heard, scared to be seen. All I could show to people was always just my art, and I would always hide behind every canvas. But now I know that these creations are just extension of me, and I'm extension of God. And I will speak. So, I wanted to share a few more things. I'm not sure if you have any questions, but right now, as I said, I'm not sure what more will come for me through my art, but I've been told during one of my channelings, it's like art was a way for me to step on it, to touch it, to kind of slowly merge with those abilities. But what I do for my clients now, I do not create. I know now that I do not create anything new. I do not create my reality through my art. I'm simply connecting to the timelines where my highest potential already exists. I'm simply connecting to those timelines where my client's highest potential already exists, because we are creating moment to moment, and there is always infinite number of choices we can make. But because I'm allowing the source to create through me, the pure energy of source, all it wants for us, as I said, is the biggest growth and expansion. And it knows us because it is us so well, that it is allowing me to connect with the highest potential, with the highest version, the divine version. And all I do, I open the portal in between this now and merge those two timelines together. What I start to do as well, I start to merge with the timelines of our ancestors, which are in the now too. And the more and more work I've done on my divine feminine aspect, and I went through a womb healing, and I start practicing the sacred sexuality, the more I opened myself up to this feminine aspect that I was really blocking myself from off because of my overgrown masculine. I start merging with the timelines where Hathor, Isis live, with the ancient times. And right now, it's not like I'm creating a copy of someone, copy of a picture of someone. Right now, when I sit in front of Hathor, I know there's two of us in the room. We are basically together. I'm opening the portal to this timeline, to her now, and we are together in the now. And the teachings and the remembrance, everything is coming back because we are not learning anything new. We're just remembering the things that we always knew. And I wanted to show you something. 2 years ago, I invested into this necklace. When I first saw it on the internet, I knew it was mine. It was quite expensive. I normally don't invest money in the jewelry, but I loved it. And I decided to honor myself with it. It was called the Queen's Necklace. And I'm not talking about being queen to others. I'm talking about being queen in your own life. So I bought it. And I was often wondering, why do I like it so much? What's so special about it? Maybe because it has a round shape and it's like a portal. Maybe it's God's eye and it's protecting me. And 2 weeks ago, shortly after I connected, 3 weeks ago, shortly after I met Hathor in my studio, I have this coloring app on my mobile. I use it whenever I wish to disconnect from I don't know, the daily life, and allow my inner child to be a little bit playful. And I go into this coloring app, and usually they will give me like a daily image which will be a bird, a butterfly, a flower. But you know that our spirit guides and the universe, everything that we project outside of us, is always connecting, is always communicating and leaving messages for us wherever our attention goes. So if you spend a lot of time on the YouTube, they will leave you some messages on YouTube. If you spend a lot of time reading, they will leave something for you within your books. And from time to time, I sit and I color the pictures. And that day, I opened the daily picture, and what I see is Isis necklace. A picture to color of Isis necklace. See? It's exactly the same necklace. The same pattern. So what happened here, there was no past, no future. If you take those two events of me buying it and me connecting with Hathor's lineage, which Isis belongs to the same lineage, everything happened in the now, and I basically materialized something that comes from a different now. Another thing, years ago, I created a portrait of Joan of Arc. I always felt, as many of you, I'm sure, connected with her very brave spirit. With her absolute faith. The faith she had was just mesmerizing, beautiful. And when I did her portrait, I don't have the image of that painting here to share with you, but when I did her portrait, she was holding a sword in front of her. And because I was having difficulties to technically paint her fingers and her palms holding the sword like that, I decided to paint a ring on her hand. And 3 years later, I went to the local jewelry shop again to sell some of the jewelry that I didn't need anymore. And then I see this ring, and I liked it, and I bought it without thinking. What I didn't realize, it was the same ring that I painted on Joan of Arc hand. And the last thing I wanted to share with you, I'm gonna try to share a painting called Portal into the Unknown. I'm not sure if I can do that. This one. Can you see it? Just pay attention to this circle here. This is a circle that I've been asked to paint when I was almost finishing this portrait, this portal. And I did not understand it completely, because whenever I paint, I basically just do whatever I'm being told to do. And you may not see it perfectly well, but there are codes written around her navel and circled in a gold and a white circle. That was the third portal that I opened. And end of last year, I decided to join the course run by amazing Kelly Morgan, who soon will be my guest here on the Optimo Maximo. And I was healing my sexual traumas, and Kelly was just a God-sent gift, and she took me on a journey to heal my womb, to connect with my womb, with my feminine power. And after a few weeks, I shared this painting on our private group. And Kelly got back to me saying, "D.O.M, I literally have goosebumps, because what you have created there, by creating the circle of codes around her navel, is something that every divine feminine in ancient time had tattooed in the same place as a symbol of her stepping up or leveling up or achieving a certain level of sacred knowledge, sacred sexuality, and divinity." So you see, my logical mind could not come up with that. I could not just consciously create that. But what I did again, I merged those two timelines, and I brought something from the ancient time into current now. So everything already happened. We are watching a movie. We are dreaming a dream. And it's up to us, because we have free will, whether we wish to create this reality of ours through our logical mind, which is the most limited mind, through limitations, judgment, putting ourselves in a small box, or through the magician mode, as a multidimensional magical beings, as gods and goddesses. We need to climb our power back. And I hope I have inspired you a little bit today with that, because those experiences and much more, so much more, is there within your reach. There's infinite number of possibilities every single moment you make a decision in your life. Every single breath you take, you may end up in a completely different timeline. Choose always from a magical point of view, magical. Let go of fear and logic. And know that you are limitless. And know that the God within you loves you and wishes to express through you with great support, love, wants you to grow, expand, stretch as much and as far as you can. We are humans. and we are so powerful. Choose your timelines wisely. Do not give up. Do not go in a doubt. Do not go into any type of limiting energy. And I know how difficult it is, because it took me, and it still takes a time to rewire my brain, to unlearn. But we can get there. We can prepare the ground for future generations. Be the creators of new earth, because everything already happened anyway, but it's just up to us which timeline we're going to choose. Let's choose the magical timelines. Let's choose sovereignty. Let's choose our power. Let's expand. It's almost like through this connection from logical mind, we are connecting with the true self, you know? So connection through this connection. And I wanted to offer you something. Next week, on the 25th of March, is it next week? Yes, next weekend, I would like to offer you a group regression and progression for 3 days. I'm going to put all details on my Facebook. I will be creating 3 days, and every single day I will use my knowledge from that I gained from Dolores Cannon to do 3 days of amazing experience. 3 days where we will be switching off the logical mind for 1 hour every single day. And the first day, I will put you and connect you with your place of origin. You will see how easy it is to let go of physical body and and all you do is to switch the attention. All you do is you allow yourself to receive it. The second day, I will connect you. No, you connect yourself. I will just guide you. You connect yourself with your hidden powers that you are ready to uncover, that you are ready to remember, because everything is already within you. And the third day, I would like to do the future now progression, to the future you, to the highest potential. So I'm going to organize that on Facebook, but it will be happening on Zoom. It's going to be private, and the recordings will be received to your mailbox. So you can then use my voice, re-listen my voice, and travel again to different places, wherever you're ready to receive. I hope that sounds good for you. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, if I can be of any help. I'm so happy to be back. I will be also restarting amazing series of interviews, and there will be a lot of knowledge on a divine feminine ascension, womb healing, hieros gamos, sacred sexuality. I will also be talking, I will be inviting my friend, and we will be talking about the plant medicine. Yes, I know you know the magic of my voice, Valpana. I recently had the pleasure to experience the amazing effects of the plant medicine. I had my ceremony done, and I will share this experience when I will be interviewing Eddie again, and we will be talking about when and who should be really honoring himself through this kind of experience, because it's not for everyone in this current now. You need to choose wisely when you wish to experience that. However, I the first thing I said after having my ceremony done is that should be mandatory, not the vaccination. It should be mandatory to have the plant medicine ceremony done. So amazing, and we truly are God. We truly are one. We are all. There's no separation, nothing. To say it's one thing, but then to experience that through this kind of ceremony is mind-blowing. So I'm going to share more a little bit when I have Eddie online. Yeah, I think I managed to cover all. I always come unprepared. I don't like to be prepared. I like things to just flow. I hope that you will start see yourself more as a more magical being than you've seen yourself up until 1 hour ago. Because you are simply amazing, beautiful, limitless, huge, vast field of energy. Sending you all a lot of love. I'm wishing you an amazing weekend. I'm going to spend some time with Hathor this weekend, and I hope I will share her portrait with you soon. You're most welcome. Thank you so much to all of you who've been watching. I'm going to post all the details for the hypnosis soon. And yes, if you have any questions, let me know. Sending you much, much love. Roxana, I will be contacting you soon. I promise. Love you lots. Bye bye, guys.